Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas. Tonight we're back here with Nostalgia Critic, and tonight, well, I hope you're ready for a zany film noir, because we got ourselves Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Now, I'll be honest, this is actually one of my favorite movies of all times. I mean, come on. It's cartoons meets real-world film noir. You know what I mean. I grew with this thing coming up. It was a good one. But, yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to take a look back at a film from the past, you know? Let me know if you actually saw this film. And also, let me know what you guys thought of it. Be sure to like, subscribe for more. If you guys like this video, let's go.
This episode brought to you by DoorDash, the app that brings you food you're craving right now, right to your door. Also brought to you by MeUndies. With a variety of prints and sizes, however you want to be you, we got you covered.
Better at that. The coin flip, I mean. Alright guys, come on. Go.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember?
Hey, Craig.
I can't hold it in. We're gonna talk about one of my favorite movies of all time, Who Framed Roger
Rabbit?
The 1988 groundbreaking blend of animation and live action was the equivalent of every little kid's Avengers Endgame at the time. Most of the cartoon characters we grew up adoring were finally seen side by side. Bugs Bunny, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Daffy Duck, Droopy, Woody Woodpecker.
See?
Plus a slew of new memorable faces like Baby Herman, Jessica Rabbit, the Weasels, and of course, good old Roger. And I'm happy to announce we have a special guest on this episode, Roger Rabbit himself. Say hello, Roger.
Oh.
Roger.
Oh, he's been through bad times. Oh, hi. Hey, Roger, what happened to you?
I'll have your rent money in a year or two.
Roger, we have a video to do, and the contract you signed specifically said sober.
Oh, so you've worked with entertainers before.
Roger, are you?
Are you okay?
Better than ever.
Sure.
Go ahead, unzip your pants and we can get this over with.
Dude, it's not-
Whoa, no.
What happened to you, man? You were a big star.
Yeah, I was going to be. Everybody loved me when the movie came out.
What, people don't now?
No, people don't even know I exist. Some film historian will bring me up here and there, but then I'm forgotten like always.
Oof.
Actually, yeah, not a lot was done with you afterwards, huh? At the time, the film was built up as the next evolution of cinema, with Spielberg producing, technical wizardry pushed to the limit, and one of the hottest directors at the time, Robert Zemeckis, at the helm. And that's one of the reasons so many copyrights were bent to bring characters together you would never see together. But aside from an occasional crossover, this mix of real life and hand-drawn animation never went that far. Even you just got a couple animated shorts and then practically vanished.
Hey, I had a theme park.
That was
Parents took their kids to whenever they wanted to sip on vodka from the sun lotion bottles.
So, what have you been doing for money?
What or who?
Oh god.
The stuttering P thing can make a lot of people happy, if you know what I mean.
Roger,
I have no
idea.
It's not all bad. I do birthday parties sometimes.
Well, that's nice. There's still some children interested in you.
They're over 40.
Yikes.
The stuttering P
all
trick
kids.
comes in handy there, too.
Well, look, Roger, I know you're not as big a star as Mickey Mouse or Bugs Bunny or Betty Boop.
You think Boop is bigger than me?
Well, that's not what yeah.
Christ.
Just don't even hide
more
it.
than just a technical landmark. It's a storytelling landmark. Lots of folks assume because there's kids' cartoons in it, it must be meant for children. But not only was this made at a time when PG really had a lot more of an edge to it.
What the hell was wrong with that take? Son of a bitch.
But the way the film is written and directed displays great talent in how to quickly and subtly get across a lot of emotion and information.
Okay.
And because drunk people love saying how terrible they are so they can be told how great they are.
That's not true. I'm worse than Bin Laden.
I'm gonna point out why this film deserves to be analyzed over 3 decades later. So sit back and enjoy another look at Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yay!
No.
Oh, okay, I'm not even gonna ask what he asked for. But yeah, anyway, you gotta admit, like, the fact there's, like, Looney Tunes, old school cartoons, Looney Tunes characters in these things, like, come on, man. Like, I know they tried this, like, recently with the Chip and Dale movie, but that fell flat. I mean, let's be real. They couldn't really capture the magic of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And if you really want something like Chip and Dale, but actually good, watch this film. Trust me. You won't regret it. And actually, considering how many times they actually came close to death, because, well, remember, it's cartoons versus real world. We ain't gonna survive the same shit they're going through. I mean, hey, you know it's true. But, anywho, time to hop on in, take a look back at Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh.
Then get drunk and stay out of my way.
Oh. So you know my family's crest.
That's a thing.
The film opens with a baby Herman and Roger Rabbit short. Roger is voiced by Charles Fleischer, who, yes, did dress like a rabbit on set to get...
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And when he voiced Benny the Cab, he appropriately became a car.
I'll take care of him like he was my own brother.
Though Roger is certainly designed and talks like a cartoon from the 40s, the short itself is much more modern, with fast editing, extreme angles, and more fluidity. I kind of like that because it sets up what kind of a reality you're in for. One that dives deep into little details, but leaves the bigger questions vague. How do these tunes exist? Are they drawn to life? Do they evolve with humans? These details aren't as important as making it clear that animated shorts are apparently filmed in one shot, with the title cards, fake legs, and even live music being halted when Roger messes up his line.
Again?
Can we lose the playback, please?
Lose the playback?
That line, by the way, is Roger seeing birds instead of stars. How does a tune control that? Again, this detail's not as important as knowing that for tunes, this is a line, not a prop.
This Roger, he keeps blowing his lines. Rabbits see stars, not birds, stars.
It's a lot like Edward Scissorhands. You don't ask how someone created a man or where those giant blocks of ice came from. Those details just aren't as important as the details that push the emotions and story forward. Like, take this incredible one shot that seamlessly goes from animation to live action, shows you how cartoons are made in this world, that Roger apparently has force powers, and introduces you to Eddie, played by Bob Hoskins.
Hi, Eddie Falcon.
The staging in this one shot alone must have been insane, but that's not even what I want to focus on.
Yeah, also
I want to focus on this
all.
few seconds of Eddie's introduction. Tunes. The way he said that one word shows he hates tunes. Taking a swig of whiskey shows he's an alcoholic. Putting it in his gun holster shows he values his drink over protecting himself, and probably his work. And him being there at all shows he's desperate because someone wants him for a low-level job, and he obviously wouldn't be there by choice. It's crazy how much information they get across to you in just that one shot, and most of it's nonverbal. This really is master filmmaking, even when not focusing on the brilliant animation directed by the late great Richard Williams. We'll get to his contribution in a little bit.
Mr. Maroon, Mr. Valiant's here too.
Eddie is brought to cartoon producer R.K. Maroon, by the way, voice of the gorilla later, who says to help Roger with his lines, he wants Eddie to take some sexy pictures of his wife Jessica to calm him down.
Give me a couple of nice, juicy pictures I can wise the rabbit up with.
Admittedly, for a detective, he should have smelled he was being set up, but as everybody mocks him for, he's not exactly in his prime.
From the smell of him, I'd say it was the booze talking.
He looks like a tentative and sober fellow.
Did you change your name to Jack Daniels?
And pretty much everything in the next few minutes sets this up. He's trying to use the check on the trolley. He doesn't own a car. He fixes his broken sign. He throws out his bills. He knows all the barflies and even borrowed money from his girlfriend.
$50. Where's the rest? My other man prostitutes pay me back a lot faster.
Every little detail is setting up this character through a visual
Even the costume's like...
Hey, mister, ain't you got a car?
Who needs a car in L.A.? We got the best public transportation system in the world.
May a nearby forest fire start if I'm wrong.
Thanks for the cigarettes.
Give me 580s PG.
Hey.
Later.
Yeah, probably street kids. I mean, hey, probably why they're on the trolley. And actually, I guess what Eddie makes sense, you know, since, well, again, best public transport with the trolley, why not? I mean, probably doesn't go outside the city that often, so probably why you stick at the trolley. Makes sense. Anyway, I think you know what's coming up next. The club scene.
For that night, he goes to the Ink and Paint Club, where tunes are allowed to perform, but not attend. This is a satire of the Cotton Club, where black people were allowed to be on stage, but not in the seats. In fact, the original book used tunes as an allegory for racism. Which, if this was made by Disney today, you know it'd be hammered in like sin, but this film decides to be a little more subtle. There are a lot of little clues that add up, as the humans rarely consider the inequality between the two of them. They just see him as goofy entertainment to take advantage of.
No, there's no justice for toons anymore.
Strictly humans only, okay?
Our laugh can be a very powerful thing. Why, sometimes in life, it's the only weapon we have.
Again, a lot of emotional information that's gotten
Gotta go
across in a
subtle.
natural
I guess
way that doesn't
most people
feel
forget that
manipulative.
nowadays, don't they?
And yeah, when I was a kid, this was my Godzilla vs. Kong.
Pretty much is. Look, Taffy and
Anybody
Donald.
understand what this duck
Taffy.
is saying?
Seeing these two together blew my mind. It was amazing not only to see them interacting off each other, but the original voice actors performing them as well. Sort of. Mel Blanc was still alive to voice Daffy, and Donald is a mix of replacement Tony Anselmo and archived audio of the original actor Clarence Nash. It's also cool
He's
that
close.
Eddie is still friends with some tunes,
Oh,
like
Betty.
Betty Boop, still voiced by the original actress Mae Questel.
Work's
Hey,
been
huh?
kind of slow since cartoons went to color, but I still got it, Eddie.
Yeah, you still got it.
So, can I get a menu, or...?
That'd be nice. Kind of like that little detail.
After
Still
meeting
likes
the owner of
cartoons.
Toontown, Marvin Acme, played by Jay Sherman.
Acme.
Oh, I mean Stubby K, sorry, I always confuse those two.
This is Stubby K.
We're introduced to Roger's wife,
Ah,
Jessica.
hello, Jessica.
First,
Get out of here.
I want you to know I love you. I've loved you more than any woman's ever loved a rabbit.
but I get the feeling
Woof.
not as much as any man has ever loved a rabbit.
Either way works.
Kathleen Turner, and accompanied by, I think, the crows from Dumbo.
I gotta deal
Probably.
with being the minority and the minority of the minority, and nobody supporting my ass.
Let's just call it Jessica's intro was many kids' sexual awakening.
Pretty
I know
much.
so many boys who went
Woo!
from
Yeah, girls are stupid. Well, you know, they're,
She's married to Roger Rabbit.
What a lucky girl.
I hear his dick is huge.
Like
Is it?
some other bombshell tunes, though, she is a legit interesting character. Despite her proportions being pretty hilarious, she looks like an hourglass if the Sahara Desert filled it up. She is written very mysteriously. While the villain of the film is rather clear,
Judge Doom.
you're not always sure whose side she's on. Does she love Roger, or is she using him? As a cartoon human, is she more on the toon's side or people's side? Through most of the film, either is
You
believable.
never know.
Plus, everyone's reaction here is priceless. When he comes down peeping in her dressing room, the gorilla bodyguard tosses him out.
Ow. Rick.
Ooga booga.
Ooga booga?
While roaming down.
I think it's like a... I don't know. Honestly, he could have just knocked on the door and be like, hey, take a picture for a second. Need it for your husband. Struggling. Oof. Also, the whole ooga booga. Never really understood that. But still, yeah, that definitely Donald scene, like, you really see it, you know? And the way they shot it, like, them fighting for, like, screen time, you can definitely see that. Definitely brings that whole Looney Tunes Disney rivalry to thing. Anyway.
In Gotham City, he peeks into her dressing room and finds her and Marvin Acme playing patty cake. Which, of course, is literally playing patty cake. The tune that's home base and purchasing the 1927 Yankees.
I don't believe it. It can't be. It just can't be. Jessica's my wife.
I love the faster he looks at it, actually starts to animate like a real cartoon. But
It
probably
does.
the biggest shock about this is, despite not seeing Roger and Jessica together often, you do weirdly buy them as a couple. They're polar opposites, but the way they talk about each other still shows they care for one another.
No, I love my husband. You've got me all wrong.
Jessica's the light of my life, the apple of my eye, the cream of my coffee.
Think Mel Brooks and Anne Bancroft if Brooks was
makes sense.
less animated. This is followed by not only a great moment, but one of my favorite moments in film history.
Go ahead.
We see Eddie hanging up his hat on a Maltese falcon, nice touch, and looking over old pictures of his brother, as we're given a 100% visual history of their life
Look,
together.
Theodore J.
It's hard to cite
Theo.
every detail in this one shot. The Betty Boop doll indicates maybe he was nicer to her because his brother liked her. The picture of their dad and them in the circus
the
shows how
brother.
fun-loving he used to be, while also foreshadowing his tumbling act. The headline shows he used to work with tunes a lot, though how did
Nephew
Goofy get
kidnapping.
accused of this when Donald has the more damning footage?
Right.
And Hoskins' look here, along with the stellar music, is enough to make anyone teary-eyed.
Yeah, you know what's
And on
up.
top of that, in the same shot, they had to change the background to morning, empty his bottle of alcohol, take off his jacket, adjust the lighting, and all without their shadows ever getting in the way or running into the camera operator. it hits you what an emotional and technical achievement this one shot really was. Christ, this movie is so good.
And underrated,
He's
too.
awoken by Lieutenant Santino, played by Richard Leparmentier, who informs him that Roger apparently killed Marvin Acme last night.
Just like a tune to drop a safe in a guy's head. Sorry, Eddie.
What do you say we go to a piano bar later? Ooh.
Do
Boy, Acme's blood must have been .0 invisible, because there's not a drop of it anywhere. Ow!
Ow!
We're then introduced to Judge Doom, played by Christopher Lloyd, who brace
I guess
yourself,
PG had a limit.
he's the bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Dark hat, glasses, black coat. It's obvious. And also, I think the lack of blood wasn't the fact that Acme was kind of secretly attuned. No. Remember. Not happening. But I think it's because, like, even PG has its limits. You know? Though, begs the question, like, dude, wait, when a tune kills a human, does it produce blood? I mean, then again, remember, we're still in PG, not 13 PG. Still regular PG, right? So you can't have too much blood, otherwise, well, that's going up. Just saying. I'm not too sure, but at least that's what my thought process is going at. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll accept it. Anyway, here comes Judge Doom, and, well, if you guys seen gruesome Disney deaths, you know what's coming up.
Yeah, I think this is more like Columbo, where they make it clear who the villain is, and the mystery is around why and how they'll be discovered. Hell, the dude literally has wind blowing in his cape in every shot.
No matter, the rabbit won't get far. My men will find him.
I dig, too, that he really looks like a toon disguised as an intimidating human. He reminds me of the Bug from Men in Black, like every second he wants to break out of this false body. With artificial-looking skin, exaggerated features, and teeth so white it makes Simon Cowell look less like the Mask.
Did you find the rabbit? Don't worry, Judge.
He says he and his hired weasels are looking for Roger, in between random shoe killing.
Oh, here it comes. Yep,
the only liquid known to kill toons called the dip. He melts Nancy Cartwright's shoe.
Oh.
No, really, that's Nancy Cartwright. Random. And while a lot of people were horrified by this scene, I have to admit, I found it kind of funny.
Okay,
it's so
dark sense of humor.
over the top dark. I swear it served as a
Jeez.
roadmap for Zemeckis' Christmas Carol. I love how this shoe does absolutely nothing, and he just kills
just
it.
rub.
I love how the
Act
red
like that
paint
and
looks like
just gets
blood.
dipped.
I love how Santino has to turn away because it's so horrific. When a guy who gets choked by Vader can't bear to look at something, you know harsh shit is going down.
Oof.
And it also shows that despite Eddie's prejudice against
Jesus.
toons, even he can't take any joy out of this. Though it'd be
I mean,
kind
we
of
all
funny
grew
if
up
he did.
tones being people despite the impossible.
Down and two
This is
down.
hell.
I'd think you of all people would appreciate that.
You know, while you're at it, could you maybe throw these guys in there too?
I'd take Scrappy. Okay, why the map? Yeesh, what the map ever do to Critic? I mean, a little harsh, huh? Is he really that annoying? I don't know, it's been a while since okay, I'll admit, watched Thor when I was younger, but not anymore. Still, what did the map do? I mean, some of the others I can definitely agree with, but map, I don't understand. I don't know. Like, you guys let me know what the hate's going on here with the map, and I'll judge it for myself. Anyway, time to get back to the movie. Had to skip the sponsorships.
Back at Eddie's office, Baby Herman shows up to tell him Acme had a will leaving Toontown to the Toons, and that's the reason he was killed off.
Why don't you run downstairs and get me a racing form?
Even babies didn't treat women like people back then.
I would say cartoon
Who
babies.
says they do now, actually. Upon further inspection, he finds Herman was right, and upon even more inspection, he finds Roger hiding out at his place.
When a tune's in trouble, there's only one place to go. Valiant and Valiant.
Not anymore.
I suppose this is as good a time as any to talk about the phenomenal animation and the amazing support it had.
As
On
well.
the one hand, you have the animation itself, which keep in mind there was no CGI back then to measure the lighting or geometric placement of where they should be, yet when they showed the first test to producers, some of them legitimately asked, who's the guy in the rabbit suit?
And you're not gonna get away from me again. This time.
Part of that is because another version of the film was shot with stand-ins to get an idea of where they would be and how the lighting would hit them. Compare this to, say, Tom and Jerry, where they move funny but never fully look like they're there. Here, even in scenes where Zemeckis wanted to show off by having lighting constantly change, you completely believe they're sharing the same space, even getting the shadows and reflections down. Second is the support behind the animation. On top of the actors' brilliant conviction making you believe they're looking at something that's not there. Just watch actors with Jar Jar to figure out how tricky this can be. There was tons of miming, strings, and inventive mechanics to manipulate the world around them. Eddie's cuffs in this scene, for example, are just a sculpture frozen in this protruding position, as these two would constantly be struggling away from each other, so it would naturally be in that position. You don't think of these details as a kid, and sometimes you don't even think of them as an adult, which is a clear sign of how amazing a job the film is doing.
Step out of line.
Yeah, you have to admit, like, the fact that they used all those tricks that I think a lot of movies can actually use nowadays to actually make it feel like they're real, god damn. It actually works, you gotta admit. Yeah, it's really sad, like, none of the other, like, animation meets real life movies use this. You know, say Chip and Dale, like I said, Cool World. And, well, like I said, Tom and Jerry, or he said anyway. Yeah, a lot of movies could actually use that if they're trying to make, like, real world meets cartoon characters and all that. I guess they just kind of forgot about that technique. They also show you, sometimes you want to animate a movie, figure out what works, what doesn't, and just go from there. Anyway.
Fine, and we'll hang you and your laundry out to dry.
After they escape the weasels, Eddie takes Roger to the bar.
But tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket, or you just happy to see me?
Can it be both? They get out of the cuffs, and Eddie asks Dolores to check on Acme's probate.
Yeah, check the probate. Why, my Uncle Thumper had a problem with his probate.
Wait.
That's prostate, not
the
probate.
Same Thumper I'm thinking of, is it?
No. Totally unrelated.
You embarrassed me, boy!
Bite my fluffy tail, you Peter Rabbit reject.
You would be nothing
you wanna come down
me.
here?
Do you know the
Come on
things
down.
I had to do?
Come on down.
I'm gonna just pretend this isn't happening.
Yep, signing them off. Can we just mute them, please?
Jessica visits Eddie to ask him to find Roger. And if you're wondering why he's getting out of the shower here, it's because there's a very long deleted scene where he's taken to Toontown as torture, putting a giant pig head on him that washes off in the shower. This was cut because it's fucking bizarre.
Yeah,
There's
also,
no reason to
why
have
the
it
pig?
in the film. It gives away part of the reveal of Toontown, and even Hoskins' accent and Lloyd's acting seem a little off.
Rummaging around in a lady's dressing room. Tisk, tisk, tisk.
If I'd have wanted underwear, I'd have broken into Fredericks of Hollywood.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go back to the British part of California.
Yeah.
This is where Jessica said.
And also, yeah, you gotta admit, like, the fact that the pig head could, like, wash off, and the fact we saw the face like that, like, ugh. Like, let's just stick to say, you know, Roger's just getting, or, you know who, right? Anyway, Valiant's, getting out of the shower, you know, morning showers. We take them. We'll just stick with that. And just leave the possibility that water can also kill the two. It's like, ugh, not cool. Not cool. And also, I kind of noticed, like, a lot of times with Jessica Rabbit, her eyes are usually, like, half sleepy. And, like, they never really fully open. Anyone else notice that? I guess they want to keep, like, the somber, like, sultry look of her. I guess if they thought, like, if they opened her eyes too far, it would ruin the look. Like I said, I can't say for certain, but that's how I think that's what's going on here. Anyway, moving along.
As in my opinion, one of the odder lines to become famous. It's not bad, it's just weird that this is the one everyone remembers.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
How Frank Miller's later characters would talk.
Pretty much.
Dolores catches Eddie seemingly hitting on Jessica, and thank Jesus this misunderstanding only lasts a few seconds. I think the film itself even forgot it put it in there. I get the feeling this moment exists only for this one scene.
Hey.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, it glitches there because it's been rewound so much, no reason.
Sure.
Roger can't help but entertain, and he outs himself at the bar, getting the attention of Doom.
That guy Angelo would rat on you for a nickel.
Not Angelo. He'd never turn me in.
I enjoy how Roger discusses the importance of winning people over through laughter, and yes, while standing on a soapbox. But it shows Eddie can win someone even like Angelo over, who won't turn him in because of it. Again, foreshadowing the importance of utilizing humor. Plus Doom using this vet's missing arm to erase the board. What a dick.
A rabbit is going to come right to me.
Doom has a plan to draw him out, though.
No two can resist the old shave and a haircut.
That's why neither the weasels nor I will fall for it. Oh, that is by I mean you.
You don't mean.
Roger falls for the trick, but Eddie remembers that he goes crazy whenever he takes a shot of bourbon.
Fine time for a drink, Eddie.
No,
maybe
not me, him.
Pretzels to go with it.
Pour the drink, Dolores.
And yes, a bowl of pretzels would be great.
Woo!
Works as Eddie fights off the weasel.
See ya.
And they locate Roger's pal Benny in Doom's van.
Whoa!
It seems pretty awesome because it's not just a chase, it's a cartoon chase.
No kidding.
Animated
Look,
logic has to be utilized all the time, even to the point where Eddie becomes a cartoon every once in a while.
Hello.
Hey, Shadow Road, will you lady?
They make their escape and hide out in a nearby theater.
Nobody takes a wallop like Goofy. What timing! What a genius!
Too bad he's a communist. Wait, was he cleared of those spy charges?
Yeah, they were.
Dropped the piano on us from 15 stories.
Eddie revealed that his prejudice was because his brother was killed by a toon who was never identified. And I don't know why, but this inappropriate joke in this serious scene really makes me laugh hard.
Only he got the drop on us. Literally.
Drop on us. And you said your sense of humor was gone. Because your brother is dead.
He figures out that R.K. Maroon has a part to play in this crime, and he meets up with him saying he has the will. Which he actually does with Roger's letter to Jessica, but nobody knows that yet. But Maroon is, well, a Maroon and gets jumped by him.
I'm gonna listen to you spin the cloverleaf scenario. The story of greed, sex, and murder.
Well, greed,
patty cake, and murder,
yeah. Deleted scene. Maroon is shot, and the killer drives into Toontown. Eddie confronts his prejudice, pulls out a toon gun, and even pours out the rest of his alcohol. See, folks, it's easy. You don't need 12 steps. Just stop being racist. I'm not sure what they were trying to say here. He enters Toontown filled with Disney archive footage that maybe they should have looked a little closer at.
Yeah, whoops.
It's a 40s film about racism. Kinda works. And he thinks he tracks down Jessica, but it's not. He escapes to one of my favorite jokes in the movie. And he comes across a moment we'll never see
Mickey
ever
and Disney.
again.
Or Mickey and,
What's up, guys?
Hugs, hi.
In fact, one of the qualifications to get Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck in the same scene as Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck is that they had to share the exact same amount of screen time. That's why you rarely see them alone, and they're often side by side. Even after Donald gets his alone time on screen, Daffy needs the exact same amount of alone time as well. But being a Disney movie, Mickey is shown
the whole
just
rivalry between Disney and
earlier, proving again the mouse always needs to be
wins.
number one.
No Brooklyn accented, puffy-cheeked unionist is gonna upstage my goddamn wholesomeness! Wait, is someone recording this? Oh, you.
Yep.
Oh,
Hi.
get 'em.
Oh yeah.
You
Oops.
should probably ignore I have that. I will give
Watch
credit
your
that
back.
they made Mickey dark enough that he smiles at Bugs' almost fatal prank.
Aw, poor fella.
Yeah, ain't I a stinker?
We just killed a man.
Yep. I guess he knew that things are gonna be.
Save, but he outwits the imposter and continues his search for Jessica, who he thinks shot Maroon. Yeah, where's your editing on that, Disney Plus?
Oops.
I always knew I'd get it in Toontown.
Or that.
Is that a rabbit in your pocket, or you just happy to see
Yeah,
it?
there's two of them.
Behind you!
Jessica reveals it was Doom who killed R.K. Maroon as they try to outrun
let's
the
go.
weasels and search for Roger.
Let's go, Benny.
Find my darling husband. I'm so worried about him.
Seriously.
What do you see there, rabbit?
He's got a big dick.
Seriously,
There's a reason he wears pants that baggy. Doom stops them by... Wait, I got one more. You know how when you pull out a mallet, it's really tiny in your pocket, but then when it's out, it's like gigantic?
Yep.
Doom stops them by pouring
Whoa!
on Benny's tires, and don't pause this scene on VHS. It'll grow up your kids too early.
Not my Jessica.
Do they have the will or not?
Nah, just a stupid love letter.
Doom reveals that without the will, he'll be the owner of Toontown and plans to obliterate it to put up a freeway. Most likely a commentary on gentrification and not caring for the people who live there. Again, right back into the racism.
Racism.
No one's going to notice Toontown's disappeared.
Who's got time to wonder
would happen to something nice when you're driving by at 75 miles an hour?
How else could you explain words like this suddenly sounding evil?
Inexpensive motels, restaurants that serve rapidly prepared food, and wonderful billboards.
My God, it sounds a lot like Disney.
Yeah.
Roger tries to save the day, but he gets captured as well. Eddie, however, gives into his silly side and makes the weasels literally laugh themselves to death. But then Doom enters the picture and he defeats it. Yeah, pretty easy actually. Nothing too difficult.
Well, that's not what happens.
Yes, it is.
Why don't you want to talk about...
No, that's really it.
Come
Nothing
on.
else. No, Mr. Critic, there's so
Come
much
on,
more.
Critic, you gotta talk about
what
it.
Scene you're leaving out. No, there's really no scene. Oh dear. Perhaps did you repress this? Remember me, Critic!
Nick!
When I killed your childhood, I fought
Just what? Yes! Oh. Ew.
Alright.
I hope you clean that afterwards.
Let's talk about this scene.
Go ahead.
After a suspenseful fight with some damn good effects of Doom getting flattened and getting back up, he's revealed to be a Toon. And did I say the shoes scene scarred childhoods? This one
watch this.
it. Many kids, and even adults, were terrified at honestly a simple effect, but so effectively done. Though I always wondered what kind of Inspector Gadget Toon he was supposed to be. Nothing
I'm
compared
curious about
to
what
the
the whole thing
nightmare
was.
impact he left behind. The only thing scarier, Lloyd's face without the animation.
Oof.
Jesus. This will forever go down in history as one
like
of the most
spring shoes,
terrifying things
chainsaw
ever
arm,
put in any
eye daggers, like so.
kid-ish media. There, was that so bad? I don't know. You want to clean up my seat? I'm good.
I could use the money.
Bro.
Eddie sprays Ecto Cooler all over the place, and Doom's
Okay,
finally
his own. Yeah.
still easier than a Nintendo game.
Whoa, watch it.
Jones arrived to discover not only was Doom responsible for Acme's murder, but the will was Roger's letter to Jessica with disappearing, reappearing ink.
Roger saves the day.
Doesn't seem too happy. Maybe he was like, I invested in Cloverleaf.
That was a pretty funny dance you did for the weasels.
Eddie also seems to have gotten his sense of humor back until Roger zaps him with a hand buzzer.
Don't tell me you lost your sense of humor already.
Does this answer your question?
No,
just a kiss.
Bored. The Toons sing absolutely nobody's favorite song, and that freeway idea will never fuck up California in any way possible.
If only they knew. God damn it.
Gotta love, too, how they couldn't let a Warner Brothers character have the final scene.
Yeah, that's all, folks.
Yeah, he gets the last line, but it's Tinkerbell who gets the last frame of film, even though Peter Pan wasn't released until 6 years later. But time has no place in Neverland. It's a low blow.
Yeah, dude.
The credits roll, and everyone's thankful for great talents like Robert Zemeckis, Steven Spielberg, and Kathleen Kennedy. Huh. Actually, she produced a lot of amazing things. But people don't like her now because of Star Wars. There must be something she produced that was bad to make this joke work. Okay, that feels better.
Oh. Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy's been
may not
around.
have jump-started a new evolution in film, but honestly, that might be one of the
I think people
reasons
just didn't
it's
realize
so
there
one of a
was
kind.
could have been.
On a technical level, it's truly unique, as no mix of live action and 2D animation has ever looked this good or had this many crossovers.
Amen.
On a storytelling level, it's also amazing how they get across so much character and information in such a tight amount of time without having to over-explain anything. It's also impressive that a character like Roger doesn't become annoying. He's still authentic of that time period, but is perfectly funny and agitating in the way the film needs. All the acting is stellar, it's wildly imaginative, it looks amazing, even the music is absolute first-rate. Even though this movie won't start any cinematic universes, it still works on a variety
Still
of
something that can
levels.
really stand its own.
So, if you haven't seen it in a while, take another watch and rediscover the best of your childhood with just the right amount of an adult edge.
Well, those are some very kind things to say.
Well, I really think you
Thank
and this
you,
movie
Roger.
have made a much
I'm just
bigger
thankful
impact
for your
than you probably give credit
you know?
for.
Honey bunny, let's play.
All right, be right there.
Oh, right, you're married to Jessica.
Yeah, but I still got a rough life.
No, you don't.
You're right.
Honey bunny.
On my way, figure eight, buddy.
Why
Enjoy.
would I feel sorry for him?
Jealousy?
Ooga booga!
Thank you for cleaning that. And there you go. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? And I gotta say, definitely a good time to go look back at the past, huh? And I guess sometimes the animation studios should probably look into that if they ever wanted to, like, say, bring the cartoons to the real world. Actually, I can't tell if they used, like, a similar technique for Looney Tunes Back in Action. Like, I know they use stand-ins for, like, some of the bigger animation characters for Looney Tunes. You think some of the snub Disney got or gave, like, Warner's made him come up with the idea of, Looney Tunes Back in Action? I had to ask, just something to ponder, I guess. Anyway, so hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time, adios.